Hi guys, welcome back. So today we are on to the rock and roll section of the board, the overdrive pedal. So this is a Darkglass Electronics Microtubes B3 CMOS bass overdrive, which is a really long and quite boring name for a pedal. But similar to the envelope filter I mentioned last time, a really good little overdrive because it's got a blend control in it. So I can have this overdrive set however I want to and maintain that low end. Let me give a run through of what this sounds like. So you can see for this one, I've got it set at quite a sort of a fuzzy overdrive. The gain isn't like really high up there, but it's sort of on a middle level there. So the overdrive comes in three sort of flavors. There's overdrive, distortion, distortion is kind of an overarching term for all of these, but distortion generally sits as the middle level, and then fuzz. Overdrive really designed to sound like an old valve amplifier, and pushing an amplifier into overdrive, what happens there is that you're making the signal going in bigger than the circuitry can actually handle. So where you have the sine wave of your bass signal, what happens there when the circuitry is overdriven is that the top and the bottom of that sine wave, the curved wave, gets flattened out. And that's where you get this tone. Distortion takes that to the next level and flattens out those curves even more. Where fuzz is slightly different to the other two is that it pushes that signal way beyond where overdrive or distortion go and actually turns the whole sine wave into a square wave. And that's where really aggressive tones come from. Now, I've played around with a lot of fuzz pedals in the past, and they're real fun. They're great, but I don't really have an awful lot of use for those in the current circumstances. A little bit of bass overdrive is quite good for just beefing up a bass tone for any given song. I wouldn't tend to use this too much unless the guitarist I'm playing with is also playing distorted guitar. Bass overdrive underneath drums and distorted guitar as well can sound really good. On its own with clean guitar, it can sound a little bit too much. So yeah, so the overdrive pedal I will use fairly sparingly, and I'll use that for one or two songs a set. I kind of like overdrive on bass, but it can be overused like most effects, and so it's a good one for making an impact for any given song.